loves, it's Lacey and welcome to our space. So today I have a very special video for you guys. I am collabing with my bestie Sheryl from over at Home Ridge Studio. Now if you guys are familiar with my channel, you know Sheryl and I met about 3 years ago at Dollar Tree when she was buying a ton of craft supplies. And I kind of talked her into starting her very own YouTube channel. She is doing so well over on her channel, and if you like my channel you will love hers. She has things like Pioneer Woman inspired DIYs, a lot of Dollar Tree home decor projects, and today we are bringing you some solar light projects, mostly from a Dollar Tree. And as you can see, we have been guest appearing on each other's channel in the past, something that we are planning on doing again. So I'm going to link her channel down below in my description box, and I will also have the link to her video in this collab. I cannot wait to see what she's doing. I know it's going to be fabulous, so make sure you check her out. So let's get started with my video. My video has a lot of things that have themes in it. Number one, thrifted. You are looking at this leaf bowl and a glass bowl. Both of them are thrifted. The leaf bowl I ended up buying like a year ago for my mother, and she decided she didn't have anywhere to put it, so she gave it back to me. So we're going to be using this. It's a little bit deep, and we are going to have it as the top of our project. I am actually making a lighted bird bath. This glass bowl here, I just thrifted with Sheryl at the Salvation Army. It was $7.99, but it was tan day, so I got it for half off. Then I also have this finial looking, but it is a top to a fancy jar that my girlfriend gave me from her garage sale. And I have a plastic bowl here that looks just like the thrifted one from the Dollar Tree. Also, I thrifted this. This is actually a candy jar thing from Party City. And of course, it wouldn't be a Lacey Space video if I didn't pull out some butterflies or some kind of adornment from Dollar Tree. I love all of these. I have several to choose from, as you can see. All of these came from Dollar Tree's Crafter Square or just a regular craft area over the years, and these are my favorite. Plus I thought I might use some die cuts, but I don't. I also grabbed some of these little crystal like acrylic gems that come from Dollar Tree. I have a couple of bags of them, and they look like little diamonds. We're going to be using some of these as well as some glue, Gorilla Glue sticks in my hot glue gun, and E6000. Make sure you have a strong adhesive. And this is the solar light for this project. It came from Amazon. It's 200 lights. It's only in white, and it has a stand to hook to it. So the first thing we are doing here, and I sped this up a little because it's easy, is you're going to take your solar lights and you're going to spool them into a circle. They already are in a circle, and measure out the bottom of your candy dish. And then I took some wire, some little pieces of wire, and I am twisting the wire around it to hold some of them together. I'm doing this on the section that is the closest to the actual solar light pad. You can see the little box over there. All of that is up to my hand doesn't have lights on it. And soon as you hit the lights, then I am spooling together. I'm making a circle that is the diameter of the bottom of the tall candy dish from Party City. They sell it now, so you can make this project with this. Then once I have those spooled together, there is a little plastic part before you get to the lights. I'm gluing that to the side of the inside of this candy dish at the top, just to hold these lights into place while I'm putting it together. I hope you guys don't think I'm going too fast for this. This is going to be a really long video. You're going to take the lights, make them the diameter of the inside of the bottom, and then go around about 5 or 6 times, hook them together with a little bit of wire. I use silver, and then we are using hot glue and E6000 glue. I should have opened it beforehand. As you can see, now I'm going to struggle with this. I'm going to put it on the wires and glue it on the inside of the bottom of that tall thrifted piece that actually came from Party City. Okay? So, once you get your glue all on it, you'll glue it down to the bottom. You don't really have to do a lot of glue. I'm in Michigan for this. If you are in a very hot area, they're not going to go anywhere, and you did put wire around them to hold them together because it's just easier to put them in the bottom. I want quite a few to sit in the bottom of this because I have 200 lights. I got my lights from Amazon. You get 2 packs for $11. At least that's what I got them for. I'm going to try to find those same ones and link them down below in case you want to buy them. If not, they have 2 packs with 100 lights and 2 packs with 200 lights. You can get either one of those. I will link some in my description so they're easy to find. So once I have that glued down, I'm putting some extra glue just to hold it down in there because we're going to be putting a lot of lights inside of this. That is the reason I'm doing all this. I'm using my Dollar Tree spatula to push it down there so I don't burn my hands. And then I'm going to put some of the gems in the bottom. Okay? This is going to let those lights bounce off of it and reflect the shadow, as you see, of the actual container. And now here I'm taking the rest of the lights off of there. I sped this way up because it was 200 lights. It took a while for me to get them off. And I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did on the other end. But this, from the bottom up, I'm going to spool together about 8 rows of those lights, and I'm gluing them down inside of the Dollar Tree bowl. I know it looks like it's going really fast, but like I said, this is just repeating the same thing I did before. So now I have all the middle sections. So on either end, I spooled them together and put them in these 2 things. I am just going to take the middle section and shove it into the candy dish part. Most of it anyway. I have a little of it that I saved to kind of shove into the top part. Do we get it? All of the middle of those extra 200 are going just in there randomly, and I'm going to put the bowl upside down on top of this piece. And I have a little level to make sure that it's on there level so it's not crooked and it doesn't lean. And I'm going to then glue it down with E6000 and a little hot glue. So I'm going to put it around the top of the candy dish part. It's really not that hard. I know it seems a little complicated. I actually had my friend watch this and she said, no, I get it. So hopefully you guys get it. You can just throw your lights in there if you just want to throw your lights in there and have them hang out. This way, I think it'll light the whole project up a little better. And then I put my little level on there again to make sure it's level. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is go back to our top bowl that we're going to be using. And this is my Ryobi rotary tool. It is painted underneath this whole bowl. The top is glass, that's why it's shiny. It's just the glass shining, and underneath is the paint. I tried to take this paint off with acetone. I tried to scrape it off, but nothing worked like using this rotary tool. It's the same as a Dremel. So if you have a Dremel, you could do this with a Dremel with the little file attachment on it, and that's what I'm doing. So I didn't want you to watch the entire thing. I just sped up and went past me getting all of the paint off of it. Then I take a wet wipe and a sanding block. I sand it first because it made it a little rough in areas. And then I take a wet wipe and I wipe it down. I wiped it down with a wet wipe several times. You'll see it's dusty. And you can now see my hand through because we want the light to reflect through into this bowl. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, if you just want the bottom to light up. But I wanted the light to reflect through the bowl. Now we're going to put this on top of there and we're going to glue it down. I'm gluing this one down first because it will be really hard for you to see it if I glued it to the other one first. But my bowl fits almost perfectly on there. And again, I'm going to use E6000 glue I'm just going to go all the way around it. And I'm not going to put any glue in the middle section of this. I'm just putting it around the perimeter. And then I'm going to use some Gorilla hot glue. And this is my mini Ryobi glue gun because I didn't want big gobs of glue coming out. And I'm going to glue this down onto there. Simple. I know you guys aren't going to be able to get this thrifted bowl, but you could do any clear glass bowl, and you could tape off the middle of a clear glass bowl and then paint the other underside, and you can have color on yours just like I have on mine. Now I'm turning the other bowl upside down, and you can see it has these little points. I'm going to put the glue just inside the little points because my bottom of my candy dish will fit on there perfectly. And I'm doing the exact same thing. Only this time I can put my glue in the middle too, because I don't have to worry about the light reflecting through that bowl. And I'm going to also add Gorilla Hot Glue because it'll hold it immediately. And I'll just put this in a few areas so it'll stay together while the E6000 glue dries. So now, as you can see me picking up and put this one on after. And you can see my hands through it. I wanted you to see that the light's going to come up. Now I'm going to take this thing that looks like a large finial and I'm going to glue it in the center. And it fit in here perfectly too. You luck out like this at the thrift store all the time. At least I do, and I know Cheryl does. She always lucks out on all the pieces that she gets. And so I can't wait to see what she makes with some of the pieces we found when we were out shopping. So now once I have that all together, I have moved it over here because I filmed from up above and you couldn't see the side. So I took some ribbon. This is from the Dollar Tree. It's faux leather ribbon and it is in the color of a muted gold, and put it around where it's connected here because you could see the lights. I'm going to put it around this part here where you can't see the lights because we put the stones in there, but I just think it'll be a pretty accent. And I want to say, excuse my hair. I didn't know that you could actually see me in this. I know I'm going to lean in and you see my hair in a couple of different spots in this video. So I'm going to glue this with E6000. And I'm also going to put a little super glue on there because it is plastic. And it will hold the plastic really well and it'll hold the ribbon on the plastic. And then I'm going to take out my butterflies. I have all of these. These are 3D. It's like these are plastic so they can be outside, but they also have like a metallic back to them, as you can see. Most of the time I take them off the metallic back, but this time I'm not going to. I'm just going to squeeze the plastic front part so they set up and they look more 3D. And my hair again, I do apologize. This will be the last time for that. And I'm going to stick some on here. I have a purple one and then I did a green one up on the other ribbon. And then I have this flower. You can see the back here is white because that is cardstock. So we don't want to put cardstock out where it can get rained on and stuff. So I took another one apart where the top is plastic. And I'm going to glue the two plastic pieces together. So first I'm gluing down one onto the top of the bowl. And then I'm taking the other plastic piece, squeezing it so it's more 3D, putting on E6000 glue. And I'm going to stick that one on top of the other one. So initially they are a plastic piece on top and a cardboard piece on the bottom. I'll save the two cardboard pieces to use for an indoor project that won't get rained on or get wet because it's a bird bath. And then I took my lights and I put them in my window, which is right next to it in the sun, and you can see it lights up. So that is it for that project. It's really simple. I know the middle might have seemed complicated, but this is what it does. And it also lights up through the top finial part. And it's really, really pretty. See? And I know birds don't come out to take a bath at night, but at dusk and at dawn, they are out really early. And so it should be lit up a little bit for that. And this set of solar lights have different modes on it too. They blink, they fade in and out. I love this. I think it turned out real well. I'm going to put it out in my yard. I put the finial in because the bird bath can't be too deep for the birds, so it takes up some of the water. But now on to our second project. This, I have a Dollar Tree solar light, and then I have these cups that have ridges in it, and they're fluted. That's another one of our themes. The other thing had ridges in it, and it's kind of fluted looking, and these do too. They came from Hobby Lobby, but I got mine at the thrift store. I also have some Chanel stems from Hobby Lobby, more E6000 glue, and some glitter. I am not a glitter girl. I am angry that there's a big hole here in the glitter, number one. It seems like I'm losing glitter. I know there's to stack them, but I'd rather not stack them and have more glitter since I'm paying for it. And I have some glitter Mod Podge. I know. You don't have to tell me. Glitter's kind of the enemy sometimes. And I'm going to try not to get it all over everything, including my face. Okay, so I am just going to put all the glitter Mod Podge around on the silver portion of the solar light, and then I'm going to sprinkle glitter all the way around it. Though the top to my glitter that is brand new is broken, so I'm going to try not to get it everywhere and sprinkle it directly from the container. And then just roll the outer portion into the glitter that's landing on my paper towels. So if you see me out in public and you see that I have glitter all over my face, just don't say anything. There's nothing I could do. And because I already have the glitter out, I have a second one of these, and I was going to do a second project with it. So I decided I'm just going to go ahead and use this glitter right now for everything I need the glitter for. Or else, I know me, I'll get so much glitter around my house that I'll have to move. You know how we do, us crafters with glitter. It's the enemy. Anyway, so I'm going to do the second one, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to use it for. I also picked up this piece from the Salvation Army when I was out with Sheryl. It was $3.99, I think, half off because of Tan Day. And I am going to be taking and coating the inside of this glass piece. It is a votive holder, I think. You can put a candle in there, and I'm putting a generous amount of the glitter Mod Podge in there. You could just do probably the glitter Mod Podge if you want it, and it would be really pretty to light up. However, I'm dumping glitter in there and rolling it around, and we are going to set that aside to dry along with our other top pieces. And now we are going to take out our Chanel stems. These are iridescent ones, and we're going to take one and twist it together at the bottom in sort of like a petal shape. If you saw my solar light flowers, this is what I did with some floral stems, but these are Chanel stems. So here we go. We're going to fold it in half, crisscross them, and twist them back on each other on the opposite side. See? Fold this one around and make a point. Now we have two. Let's do that one more time. We're going to fold it in half, and this time I am going to pass each other and twist them around the top. So then we have this little V. Then I'm going to take and put it on top of one of the other ones and twist that extra piece only around the one that's on the bottom on each side. Okay? Make sure it's tight, and this is what that looks like. See how they don't touch each other? And then I just can reshape them into their petal shape if I mess it up. Let's do it again. Fold it in half, crisscross them, and twist them together. Then you have the two little ends out, and you're going to take them and fold them around a second one that you will have on the bottom. Got it? It's really simple. And it makes this shape where one is up and one is down. You can push them closer together if you want, and I made 6 of them. So here, I'm going to tell you right now, I have the solar light in the cup. I just taped it in there to see how this was going to look. I do not leave it like that, and that is a solar light that does not have glitter on it. I did this before I put the glitter on them. So we will get back to the glitter ones in a minute. But this is what I am doing with these. I am going to take 2 of them, put them next to the cup, next to each other, and see how it looks like wings. Just like this. I'm deciding which ones I want to use, and then take the 3rd one and put it in between those. And it is wings. We are making it look like a butterfly. Okay? And if they get bent out of shape, as you can see, I'm re-bending them. And I didn't measure these. I did them by hand and by sight. Then we're going to take one more and we're going to fold it completely in half and make it into a V and curl the ends. I just curled mine down like a couple of times on each side. Then we're going to bend the bottom of the V up and we're going to make antenna for it. And you just made a solar light butterfly. So now all you have to do is glue it together. So I took it back apart, and what I'm going to do to put this together so there's not a ton of glue is I'm going to take one of the chenille stems and put it in between 2 of the pieces and then twist those together. It looks like wings. Now you can make just 4 of these because those look like wings too, but I like having the 3rd one on there. But instead of trying to twist that one on with it, because I did attempt that, I'm going to glue it on with E6000 glue. It just was too bulky if I laid it down and then I was going to push the one of the ends to that long chenille stem through it. It made it too bulky on the side. So instead, I've decided to glue it with E6000 and a little hot glue so it stays right away until the E6000 dries to make our wings. I'm going to show you again on the other side. I'm going to take a long chenille stem, push it through in between them, and then twist it around. That will make our wings, our initial set. Then instead of putting the chenille stem through that, because it made it look bulky, to put the 3rd one on, I am going to use some E6000 glue and a little hot glue. I'm going to put that on the extra wing piece and put those together. And we're going to set those aside to dry. That's when I decided, you know what, I'm going to put glitter on my actual solar lights. So now you can see there's glitter on, and I tried to put glitter Mod Podge on top of it, but it did not work to hold it down. So I used regular Mod Podge, but that one wasn't dry. So I just added a little glitter. I'm going to have glitter everywhere, you guys. Please save me. But now we are going to use hot glue initially to glue this together. But before that, I'm going to show you that I made more. I used that whole pack of chenille stems, and I made more little things to go onto our other one, our second DIY. This is going to be a pineapple. Before I do that, I'm going to show you that you can put your solar light inside of this like I did the first time and glue it down. We're not going to do that though. We're going to leave it on the stem because then we can just put the cup on top of the stem like this and use it for the butterfly. But for the other one, we are going to make something different. So let's glue the butterfly on first. I should have just stuck with that one initially. Let's glue it on to the side. I'm going to put hot glue on this first so it sticks initially. And then once I have it glued on there, it takes a while to hold it. This is all sped up footage for you guys, so this video is not super long. Once this is stuck, we're going to do the other side. And make sure you have the wings that are coming up glued coming up on it. You could initially glue it the opposite way, then you'd have to take it off, though hot glue will come off pretty easily. Then I'm just going to add E6000 glue in around it to make sure that it stays. But since it dries so much less time, you know, the hot glue, that'll hold on there. And because I'm a little crazy, I'm going to sprinkle some glitter. So I have the possibility of having more glitter all over my house on that to hide the hot glue. And then I'm going to glue the antenna in. And sprinkle some more glitter. But there's just a little sitting there, so I sprinkled it on to hide the hot glue. And I put some E6000 glue on that as well. I just don't think I showed you. So then when you put it on the solar light, it'll actually spin around. And I'm going to stake mine in a plant. It shouldn't come off. I'll let you know if it does or not. So then next, I'm going to take our other project, and I made these a little different. The same concept, I just made them pointy on the end. And I only put 3 of them together as 2. And then I pulled them like apart, kind of side to side, as you can see. I just took one Chanel stem and made each one of these that look like leaves instead of flower petals or wings. They could look like wings though. And then I made 2 to put in between the 3 that I did, and I'm going to show you how. I did the same thing as before, but this time I made the ends pointy. You know why? Because we are making this into a giant lit pineapple. I did a bunch of them, as you can tell. And you have to look at it and see, doesn't it look like a pineapple? It does. Now I have some of the stems coming down, and all I did was stack them around every other pretty much to get this effect. I didn't think you guys needed to watch me put on each one of these because you have to hold every one of them to dry, and it took a long time. But the little sides look just like it could be pineapple skin, and I absolutely love it. So I have 3 left. Let me show you how I put them in. Okay, we're just going to take one and we're going to stick it to the glitter solar light and the top. So they just stack up the solar light as you go around. I'm putting some hot glue on this one, and I will reinforce it with Gorilla Glue. And you just hold it in there, and since we're up at the top, it won't fall off. But this next one, I'm putting it underneath on the bottom. And I actually have 2 more that I stick into. I know it looks uneven, but it will look perfectly even when I'm done, because this one is going to go on this side. Okay? But you do have to hold them for them to dry. And when you're done, it looks like a pineapple. So these 2 are now done. And I know what you're thinking, like oh, I can't make this if I can't find it. Well, I grabbed another solar light from Dollar Tree that the top will sit on top of some Dollar Tree glasses that I have sitting here. And these solar lights will fit inside of those glasses as well. Also, they have solar lights that look like this. And if you take the solar light out, it looks exactly like the inside of the one that I did for the pineapple. So if you put the solar light in it like this, you can make the pineapple one, especially if you find one of the ridge glasses. It won't fit in all of their glasses I was showing you, but if you take that part out, it will fit in like this fancy ridge glass, and then you put the solar light on top. So I am showing you things that I thrifted, but you can make it out of Dollar Tree stuff as well. And I think it will be really cool to make one out of one of these. Just get inventive. Sheryl does this all the time. I'm like, how did you make that? And it's because it's from Dollar Tree. And now, since I showed you this light top, I'm going to go ahead and make a 4th project, because I talked to Sheryl and she said, I made 4 projects. So I'm going to make 4 projects. I got this at a flea market at our senior center here where I live. My neighbor works there, and she conned me into going, and so I picked up this vase. It was $3 and everything was half off. And the vase was being sold by a woman who also had a second piece that went perfectly with this whole theme. And I decided to make a smaller bird bath with. $3 also, half off. So $3 for the pair. I see stuff like this at thrift stores all the time. This fits on the top of that perfectly. And with the Dollar Tree solar light, I also am going to put in a Dollar Tree clear glass plate because the bottom of this is not thick enough to make it stand and not fall over putting a big glass bowl on it. So we are going to take and glue this down to that clear glass plate with E6000, of course, and a little Gorilla Glue. I'm going to be really generous with this. You can use a larger plate too. This is like their salad plate. It will be sufficient because where I'm putting it, but they also have a dinner glass plate that you can put this on. Then, I forgot to take all the stickers off, so we got all of those off. I'm also going to use some of that leather ribbon. And this little glass bowl, they were 25 cents. I got 2 of those. And these lights, these are not solar, but they are from Dollar Tree. And I want to use those in the middle where the bowl connects to this vase. So that's what we're going to do with those. And in my excitement, you're going to have to forgive me, that little disc is going to go back into the vase, and then the bowl is going to get glued down to the vase with E6000 and hot glue. And then I'm going to wrap the ribbon around where they connect and put on the lights, wrapping them around. And I lost that footage. Then I also glued down the little cup in the top, as you can see. My camera shut off and I did not know it, and I'm so sorry. So it's very simple. I put the ribbon around just like I did the first one, and then the lights around that, and glued that pack on. And now I'm going to glue on one of the butterflies the same way I did the last one. Okay? I know I normally would show this whole process, but I really don't have the footage because my battery died on my camera. So I'm going to do this butterfly like I did the other one, and I am also going to grab some of my die cut butterflies for this. Now these are paper, they're cardstock, very thin cardstock. I want to show you how I put these together. I back them on each other because I love for them to look 3D. So I'm going to take some gold floral wire. I'm going to put it in a V and make another antenna. But this is stronger than those Chanel stems. And so I am going to use my needle nose pliers after I get the V made to curl the ends of these butterfly antenna. Once that is all done, then we are going to take the V section of this antenna and we're going to put some glue up where the head of the butterfly would be and glue that down in the middle. We're going to glue the 2 pieces back to back, and then I'm just going to rub hot glue in between them to stick them together. I'm just going to squirt some in and rub it with the tip of my glue gun and then push them together. Now, they're not going to match up perfectly, so then I take some scissors, and you can see white along the edge. So I pick which side I want to show, and I cut out all the excess white, all where they don't match up, just because I'm extra. You guys know I'm extra, and I don't want to see that. If it doesn't bother you, you don't have to do that. And this is what it looks like. I'm sorry, in my rush, I didn't actually take a video of it when I first had it made, but I have pictures of what it looks like just sitting outside and lit up, as well as pictures of all of my DIYs and video of them in the sunshine and when it is pitch black at night in my backyard. I love how all of them have turned out. The iridescent Chanel stems are so pretty when the light hits them, no matter if it's sunlight or if it's the solar light. I can't get over how pretty these turned out. I want to make more. I need to go buy more Chanel stems because I basically use them all. I cannot wait to see when I put all of my DIYs that are solar out this year at the same time, how it lights up our backyard. We spend a lot of time in our backyard with our gazebo and with friends for games and stuff. Look, you can even see that the other bird bath, the first thing that I made, is all lit up. I know it looks blurry, but this is condensation on this. I put this out before I put the other solar lights out because I needed it to charge. And so it is so humid here in Michigan. Condensation built up on it in like the last couple of hours. So as you can see, I'm sorry it's shaky. I'm running my finger across it. It is very bright. But I absolutely love how these turned out. It is so sparkly, the iridescent Chanel stems. My camera is not doing it justice at all. And here is my final project, the smaller bird bath. I will be adding water in both of those in the morning to see if the birds love them. So I want to thank my bestie Sheryl for joining me in this collab. I am going to be linking her channel down below in my description box and linking her particular video in this collab. Make sure you go over and check her out. I'm sure you're going to love what she's done. It's Home Ridge Studio. Also, I would like to thank you guys for always watching my videos, liking, and subscribing to my channel. Let me know in the comments down below which one of these is your favorite DIY that I did. And if you are going to be attempting any of these with the thrifted items. Also, if you haven't seen my last video, I made these giant solar light flowers. I'm going to link that down in the description box as well. So that is it for this video, and I will catch you in our next one. Bye, loves.